Hi guys, we get a lot of questions about how I get my hair and my waves so silky smooth. So I'm gonna let you in on the secret now. We have these 100% satin do-rags. These are good for all hair types and textures, whether you have waves, whether you've got plaits, whether you've got dreads, whether you just want to keep your hair flat. Gents as well. This is for the man them, you know. Don't tell anyone I told ya. If you want to extend that haircut, then throw on your do-rag, man. Tie it at night, you roll around, it flattens the hair. Ladies, you get your nice little do on, you want to look good, you got a big date coming up. Tie it down, boo. You don't need to worry about it messing up when you wake up. You jump up. Come, so you ready for road, man? 100% satin do-rags. Click the link in the bio.
I got my new thing imported. I got the Christian Dior. They wanna look at the foreign. They couldn't even afford it. Look what I did with the bag. Look what I did with the bag. I got the thing in the back, and I ain't taking no chat. I got my new thing imported. I got the Christian Dior. They wanna look at the foreign. They couldn't even afford.
Follow us on Instagram at Express Truth Show.
Unfiltered, people. We're back up in the building. Express Truth Show, making Thursdays great again. And before we do anything else today, people, big up the Patreon crew. Welcome to the new Patreons that have came on board. Big up yourself. Shout out to the Spotify crew. Keep leaving those 5-star reviews. And big up the YouTube crew, man. It's very, very important, people. Do not forget to hit that like button, hit that share button, and hit that subscribe button and leave a comment, man. Because all we're dealing with is algorithm. So leave a comment, hit the like, share it, and subscribe, man. Algorithm. On top of that, people, head over to Express Truth Clips. If you have not already, we've now hit 605 at the time of recording this. So if you haven't subscribed to that, go over there, Express Truth Clips, where daily clips are being uploaded, man. Daily clips. Big up the Express Truth Clips crew. 605 people, man. So let's get that channel popping. Let's get that channel to 1,000 subs and the 4,000 watch hours and all the rest of those YouTube milestones. So big up on that. On top of that, Derby Carnival, people, is taking place Sunday, the 21st of July. Derby West Indian Carnival. People, it's going to be lively down there. A whole day celebrating Caribbean culture. Live parade, performances, food. You can buy clothing. You can listen to music. It's going to be an eventful day, man. So if wherever you are in the UK, take a drive out. We can see that we've been enjoying these last few days. It's been very, very bright. So 21st of July, Derby Carnival, people, head down there, man. It's going to be lively. So yeah, Supercell on Netflix on the 27th of June. Supercell on Netflix, people. For the longest time, you know, I was one of the people who was saying, I'm fed up of the gang movies. I'm fed up of the road narrative, and you know how it goes, people. All them road movies and gang movies. We even had a couple old school live streams where we were talking about it. I believe when Rapman dropped Blue Story, we did a live stream. And this is going back maybe when Rapman dropped Blue Story, we done this live stream. It was a live call-in show, actually. And it was on the day that Blue Story came out. And we were in that stream saying, yo, nah, man, we need more positive movies, or we need, look at the landscape of Hollywood. This is what we were saying at the time. Look at the landscape of Hollywood and look at how they have all these superhero movies. So we're saying, yo, why don't somebody do some sort of superhero movie or something like that? And now to actually see that happen is something that I personally am very, very thankful for, because when we dream, when we dream as humans, those dreams can start from anywhere. But when you look at a movie, so many people are, I want to explain it the right way without sounding stupid, man. So many people are influenced by fantasy things. So you only have to look at the cult following that Star Wars has. Like, look at that cult following where this type of franchise has lasted through generations. Like, it's lasted through multiple generations, and it's not showing no sign of slowing down anytime soon. So for me, Star Wars, all of the Marvel stuff, all of the DC stuff, no matter what it may be, cartoons, no matter what it may be, people are influenced by them. So when you start putting these fantasy characters, and it might be something small like the characters go in college, or the character works at a part-time job, or anything like that, these are the role models that a lot of young people look at. Let's keep it real. People look at these things and they are influenced in the real world by these things. So for me, this is the start of something that could be great. So I'm encouraging everyone on the 27th of June to watch Supercell on Netflix. And I have not watched this yet. I've only seen the trailers. But based on Ratman's storytelling and what I believe as a storyteller myself, shout out the Brum Stories crew, looking at a storyteller like Ratman, I know my man's certified. My man can make serious movies with the kind of mind that he's got to tell stories. So I am very, very excited for this Supercell. I most definitely will review Supercell when it comes out on Patreon. I will review it. And I definitely am interested to see what it's all about and how it's executed. So people, 27th of June, head over there to Netflix and take it in. And let's hope this is the start of something great. Because, as we know, fantasy has been running the genre for a long time. And I believe a lot of brothers, especially out here in the UK, have missed the trick by not tapping into that market. Now, The Kitchen, it was good. Definitely a decent step in the right direction. And, more movies like that will most definitely push the culture forward. And I'm most definitely going to be supporting all of these projects. If this Supercell project was in the movies, me and Stephen and probably the children and that would have been going to watch that, because we're going to make sure that we put money in the pockets of those who are trying to tell the stories the right way. So that's that, man. That's that. Supercell, 27th of June. So anyway, that's it, man. It's Unfiltered, people. Stephen does send his apologies. I am on my own today, people, so you do have to bear with me. I haven't got Stephen on the back end handling certain things, so you do definitely need to bear with me. And I wanted to start here, Police seize coconuts and arrest protesters outside court appearance of woman charged over placard. 5 people have been arrested outside court where a teacher pictured carrying a placard featuring Rishi Sunak and Sully Braverman as coconuts is appearing. Police were also seen to be seizing coconuts. The people that done this are charged with racially aggravated public offences. Footage online shows Metropolitan Police officers detaining some of 100 activists gathered and removing coconuts placed on the street outside Westminster Magistrates Court in central London. Scotland Yard said 5 people have been arrested outside Westminster Magistrates Court this morning on suspicion of racially aggravated public order offences in relation to displaying placards and coconuts. It depicted the faces of the Prime Minister and former Home Secretary Braverman alongside coconuts under a tree on a beach. So you know what the coconuts are meant to represent, people. For those who don't know, the coconut is meant to represent that on the outside you are brown as an Asian, but on the inside you're white as a coconut. So a coconut, as we know, is brown on the outside and on the inside is white. So that's what these people are implying. The Metropolitan Police posted an image of the individual announcing she was being hunted in relation to a hate crime. Reference to coconuts can be considered a racist slur as it implies a person has betrayed their race. In an interview before she was charged, Al Jazeera reported the lady commented and said, "I had no idea that our word coconut would be hijacked by a demographic that doesn't use these words and then used it against me to criminalize me." The word coconut. What does it mean to me? I've heard the word quite a few times. It's never been, no one's ever said it to me as far as like said I'm a coconut or nothing like that. But I have heard the word coconut used heavily throughout the years, man. I know Asians use it a lot. Us black people use it too as well. And they're criminalizing that word now. That's crazy because when we call in, I've never actually used the word. I use different kind of, you'll have like Uncle Tom. You'll have some people say Uncle Tom. You have some people say you're a sellout, coconut. One that the youth use a lot, what the youth of my days used a lot, was bounty. We used to call man bounty all the time. Love is blind. There's loads of different things that people say to label sellouts in their community. Now, the way I see it is there are some questionable actions that I have seen, especially over the last couple of years, in regards to what's going on in the Asian community. Some of the comments that I've heard a lot of their representatives that are in positions of power make have been quite puzzling to me. I definitely agree with that. It's been quite puzzling because I'll look and say, I mean, you got a few, but there's a few of them who make comments, especially around things like immigration and stuff like that. I feel like a lot of people forget that they actually wouldn't be here if it wasn't for immigration, and they make certain comments and you say to yourself, wow, I never knew you was here from them days. But to yourself, you're actually talking about your people. You're actually talking about your lineage, because some people, a lot of people actually in the Asian community are literally first generation or second generation. I know there's some grey area, but a lot of people in the Asian community are second generation, meaning that their parents are actually immigrants. So when you see a lot of the Asian folks that are in power making certain comments, you say to yourself, how do you feel comfortable making a comment like that when many members of your community are actually immigrants themselves or are family of immigrants? How do you make those comments and feel comfortable? So I definitely understand why the word coconut has been used. I most definitely understand that. Do I believe that the word coconut is offensive. Most definitely it's offensive to the person who it's aimed at. But at the same time, if the shoe fits, you've got to wear it. And a lot of people do behave that way. Let's keep it real. We can take it back to the early days. School teachers. Let's talk about the black community real quick. There was a lot of school teachers who they had to kind of crack their whip harder to kind of make the people that they were employed by know, I'm worse than I'm worse than you, man, with my own kind. You know what I mean? Like, I've personally seen that growing up, where I'm like, yo, what's wrong with this brother, man? Like, I'm saying to myself, yo, but I could imagine that kind of individual was the man who had the shotgun and all that in slavery. That, you know, the one who the slave master trusted enough to hold the shotgun because he knew, yo, if any man tries to escape, my man's gonna blast it. And that's what modern day, sellouts are. So do I find it offensive? No. I think it's an internal argument, if you ask me. Like, what's going on what's going on in a lot of Asian communities right now is they are calling out a lot of people that they deem sellouts. Now, I believe that that's an internal argument. I don't believe that that's nothing that anybody else can get involved with, including the police, because a lot of these folks are from the same place. So if you look at somebody like, say, now remember, my knowledge on these people is not the best, but if you look at somebody like, say, Rishi Sunak now, yeah? Now, again, apologies, people, if my knowledge on his background is not the best, but let's just say Rishi Sunak is from India. So let's say his grandparents moved from India to the UK. Now he has now become, the Prime Minister of the UK, which is massive. Let's keep it real, people. It's massive. To be the Prime Minister of the UK is a big thing. Now, there'll be another Indian man, who is in the same exact position as Rishi Sunak, meaning his grandparents moved from India. So he's looking at that man in a different lens to how we could look at that man, because he knows that man is cut from my cloth. He's from the place I'm from. So if he now hears that man saying something daft, let's use that word. If he now hears that man saying something daft, I believe he has every right to call out that man, because that man is from his community, and that man and him both know each other differently to how anybody else does. So no matter whether it's over the Palestine situation or it's over immigration or any other thing like that, I personally believe allow these guys to have in-house communication. Simple. Just like when we have people within our community who go on TV and say daft things, people call them sellouts and that. Let's keep it real, man. People call them sellouts. And, we've had a lot over the years who, for example, an issue might happen, like, let's say there's a racial issue that goes viral. These news networks know we can call this man or that man who's going to present another argument, an opposing argument. But as a black man now, him presenting that opposing argument kind of kills the argument, because then they can say, oh, well, he said that. But really, that man's really, and I don't want to use the word, but this is where that word comes into play, because you'll be saying to yourself, well, he looks like us, but outside of that, he don't have no sort of influence or any kind of communication within that community. A lot of these men that are on TV giving their opinion about this situation or that. They don't even cut their hair in a black barber. So that's what people are saying when they call these individuals out. Because a lot of these individuals are speaking for the community but have no type of alliance or no type of nothing. A lot of these men, once they become successful, they marry outside the community, move outside to areas outside the community, which that is what it is. That's no problem. But marry outside, just everything outside, to where a lot of these men, let's keep it real, people, we ain't here to sugarcoat nothing. A lot of these men are going Turkish barber and stuff like that and getting their head cut with scissors and comb and all these kind of things. So these labels are fitting for individuals like that. So am I against this punishment that these people are trying to hand down to these individuals? Yes, I'm against it. I believe these individuals come from the same place. A lot of them have grown within the same communities. Grandparents had a similar belief system, and they are calling out questionable actions of these individuals. Allow them to have their in-house disagreements without the system stepping in and making these words illegal and punishable. And it's crazy, man, to me. It's crazy to me, because I will most definitely use words that mean the same as that if I see questionable actions, which I've seen a few questionable actions. So if I see it, I'll be like, wow, why would that person say that? And, you know, we've seen it. We've seen the individuals, the lady who's on, is it Good Morning, GBN or one of them shows? The lady who was on there, she's very, very aggressive with her opinions on black people. And sometimes I say to myself, it's almost like this woman is almost like a paid personality to go on these shows just to bring that opposing argument against black people. There's a lot of people like that, and I believe that we should be able to call these folks out, especially when a lot of these folks are cut from the same cloth as us, meaning from the same origins. You see what I'm saying? As us.
Hi guys, we get a lot of questions about how I get my hair, my wave so silky smooth. So I'm gonna let you in on the secret now. We have these 100% satin do-rags. These are good for all hair types and textures, whether you have waves, whether you've got plaits, whether you've got dreads, whether you just want to keep your hair flat. Gents as well. This is for the man them, no. Don't tell anyone I told ya. If you want to extend that haircut, then throw on your do-rag, man. Tie it at night, you roll around, it flattens the hair. Ladies, you get your nice little do on, you want to look good, you got a big date coming up. Tie it down, boo. You don't need to worry about it messing up when you wake up. You jump up. Come, so you ready for road, man? 100% satin do-rags. Click the link in the bio.
Spanish church sells land in heaven for $100 per square meter. Biggest real estate deal on the planet. A Christian church of Spanish Portuguese lineage has started selling plots of land in heaven. The pastor claims he spoke to God in 2017 during a meeting, as per TikTok influencers who posted the news online. The land is being sold at a rate of $100 per square meter, and even a portion of it could guarantee living next to the creator of the universe. You would think to yourself that a story like this is just nonsense and, you know, it's happening in a Spanish Portuguese church, and you probably said to yourself, this is foolishness, man. No one ain't going to believe in that. But people, it isn't actually foolishness in today's world, because people believe anything. People believe anything in today's world based on who it's coming from, which is why there are so many people who are able to make a living off of essentially scamming people. So for conversation's sake, on Instagram, there's a particular guy on Instagram that I would see pop up on the Reels section every now and again. So for some reason, the algorithm was really pushing this guy. Now they say that once you see something 7 times, the average person sees something online 7 times before clicking it. I don't know where they get these type of stats from, but that's what they say. So anyway, I've seen this thing probably about 7 times. So I ended up clicking on it. When I've clicked on it now, it's just a man who will put up quotes. You know, just like quotes, like motivational kind of quotes, like, yeah, keep going, stay strong. You know, them kind of quotes. He'll put up quotes on a reel. Now, he will like film nice things. So he'll film like fancy restaurants, nice vehicles, luxury clothes. Anytime like he picks up like a certain amount of cash, he'll film himself picking up the cash. Like literally film himself grabbing cash from the bank and all this kind of stuff. Now, he started posting, yo, I've made £100,000. Just started out the blue, just saying, yo, I made 100 grand and it was easy. And now I want to teach everybody else how to make this 100 grand. So like he would say, yo, I'm selling a course, how to do it. So by the time you do this course, as long as you apply yourself, you're going to make 100 grand. Now, me being me, I was never caught up in any type of pyramid schemes or any of that back in the day. Now, a lot of people in Birmingham fell victim to pyramid schemes back in those days. And I was one of the people who went to the meeting, and let's say there was 30 people in the meeting. I would have been one of the 3 people that was like, yo, this is rubbish, man. This ain't true. People don't want to work for success. They want success right now. And they believe that that is possible. Now, maybe that is possible. I'm not saying that it's not possible, but one thing that I can say for certain is that quick success doesn't happen often. You see what I mean? Like, it happens, but not very often. Most success that we witness is based on a long, hard road with a lot of twists and turns for a person to get to success. So what this guy on Instagram was doing is saying, I've made 100 bags and I can give you a course that's going to enable you with the skills. You're going to learn the skills to make 100 grand as well. Now, I seen it and I was like, no one ain't going to fall for this. Like, you can clearly see that his engagement was not that crazy to make 100 grand. And you could see that he was kind of like scamming people. But people, so many individuals signed up to my man's course, yeah, that I couldn't believe it. Like, so many people signed up and paid for this course. So when I seen that now, I was like, something is most definitely different in today's world, that people really believe this. And it was only a little while down the line that people started saying, yo, it's an absolute scam. Look out for him. He's a scam. He conned me out of this and he conned me out of that. And I was looking at it and I felt sorry for these people, because I was like, you know, these people, they've gone into something wanting to learn how to make money quick. Now, he has obviously built a business model based on people that want quick success, and he knows the things to say, he knows the things to do to be able to bring those people in. Now, for me, I've always been one of them people that know that nothing in life is free, first of all, and nothing in life comes easy. So there's no course that you're going to learn, even in 12 months, that's going to give you the ability to just make easy money. It's just not the way the world works. It's just not how the world operates. It just don't. Now again, I'm not saying that there isn't people that can make money fast and easy. There are people that can do that, but that is few and far between. So getting back to this story, it's like a lot of people put these pastors and these people that are in certain positions of, I don't even know how you'd even say it, but these people that are like heads of institutions and pastors and managers and all that kind of stuff, even some people, even team leaders, people just look at these type of figures and believe everything that comes out their mouth is true without challenging it. Now, you mean to tell me that a church full of adults really sat down anywhere in the world, it could be anywhere in the world, really sat down and listened to a man say that he can sell them plots of land in heaven, and one of those plots could even land them next to the creator of this universe. Now, I believe that if you were to say that to 100 people or even 1,000 people, I don't believe many would believe you. But when you're the head of like a church or something like that, people put trust in you. They put a lot of trust in you. They start believing anything you say. So you start lying to people and making things up and all kind of stuff. And people really start to believe this stuff. And every single person who has gave him money, let's keep it real. Do you really feel sorry for them? But at the same time, this pastor is no different to those influencers and those bank scammers and all those kind of people. I always say, if something is too good to be true, it probably isn't true. And that's how I've kind of worked things out in my life. I'm not talking about somebody comes to you and says, buy for £1, sell for £2. I'm not talking about that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking when somebody comes to you and says, I can give you the knowledge that you can make 100 grand or 50 grand or this, that thing. It's just not true. But that's how gullible humans have now become. That a lot of us believe things like this, or people can even start to, a lot of people will come around you, that are in these certain positions of power and all of that, and try and kind of learn your ways, like learn your belief system and tap into it that way. That's how enough people get scammed as well. So with this one, a lot of people look like they're going to get scammed because they're following these false prophets and these scammers, man. A lot of people, like I say, all I say to people, look at an individual's actions, never listen to their words. Just look at their actions, and that tells you everything you need to know about an individual, and that's that. Far-right activist Tommy Robinson has been arrested in Canada on suspicion of an immigration offence. Robinson, whose real name is Stephen, was held on Monday before being released, having been ordered to stay in the country and hand in his passport, he said. Footage posted online showed him being handcuffed and led to the back of a waiting car. The man, who appeared to be a plainclothes police officer, told him he was being detained under an outstanding immigration warrant. The 41-year-old said on X, formerly known as Twitter, "None of this makes sense. I'm now detained, prevented from leaving the city. These conditions stop me from continuing my tour of Canada and meeting with guests for podcast. I'm not even allowed to leave to travel home." Robinson had been booked to speak in 3 Canadian cities by a far-right outlet called Rebel News. I know about Rebel News. I remember them back in the day. So yeah, I don't know, people, it could be a situation where that thing I'm saying, like I said, that's just speculation. It's a thing where I have personally seen these comments about this thing on this protest thing. So I didn't know were they just trying to say, get him out of the way so he's not about during them protests or whatever, because it coming like he seems to have a voice in that world, like a big voice in that world, and his voice is able to reach a lot of people. Let's keep it real. His voice reaches a lot of people in the UK, and not even just in the UK. You can see that he's getting flued out to go to, I'm saying flued out, you know, I'm talking out of Instagram girl talk, but he's getting flown out to these countries to do speaking engagements and all of that. So, sure, I mean, we can see that he has some kind of influence here. He's definitely got some kind of influence. So, is it a thing where they're getting him out of the way? Most definitely could be that. Don't know for certain, but it could be a thing where they're getting him out of the way. Now, as far as immigration, I'm pretty sure Canada's immigration system is very strict, similar to the States. So I didn't think they'd even let a man like Tommy Robinson into the country. You know what I mean? I wouldn't think they would allow him into Canada, because he's the kind of man who's got certain beliefs that can incite, again, public unrest. So I'm kind of shocked they've even allowed him in, because I'm pretty sure he'd struggle to get into this. I doubt he'd be able to get into the States. And I'm pretty sure he's a man who's in and out of prison. He's been locked up enough times. Whether people believe that him being locked up was rightly so, or it was, you know, it wasn't right, it doesn't matter. He's still been in and out of prison. And you know what it's like getting into the States with a record. From you got a record, you're going to struggle to get in the States. So I'm kind of surprised that he got into Canada anyway. So, yeah, man, that's that. But people, like I said, man, at the start of the show, just before we get out of here, Derby Carnival, 21st of July. Don't forget that date. And Supercell, 27th of June. Most definitely, people. So that's it. People, we're having a few days of sun right now. Enjoy the weather. Enjoy the weather, because we don't know how long it's going to last. See what I'm saying? So enjoy the weather, people. It's the Express Truth Show, Unfiltered, making Thursdays great again. Do not forget to hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. People, leave a comment, man. It's the Express Truth. We are gone. Patreon crew, big up.
Hi guys, we get a lot of questions about how I get my hair and my wave so silky smooth. So I'm gonna let you in on the secret now. We have these 100% satin do-rags. These are good for all hair types and textures, whether you have waves, whether you've got plaits, whether you've got dreads, whether you just want to keep your hair flat. Gents as well. This is for the man, them, you know. Don't tell anyone I told ya. If you want to extend that haircut, then throw on your do-rag, man. Tie it at night, you roll around, it flattens the hair. Ladies, you get your nice little do on, you want to look good, you got a big date coming up. Tie it down, boo. You don't need to worry about it messing up when you wake up. You jump up. Come, so you ready for road, man? 100% satin do-rags. Click the link in the bio.